Welcome back to the channel. Now, the project I'm going to cover today, I've never covered before, and it's the total opposite of the typical low market cap, new or high risk project that I cover on my channel. This project, it's a coin in the top 100. It's been around for several years. It's very well established and respected. It has a market cap of almost $1 billion. It's a promotional project. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. It is Kava. Here's the price chart. They started trading in early 2020. They did a pre-sale, a fundraise in 2019. It was on Binance Launchpad. Current market cap is about $850 million. That places them at number 70 on the coin market cap top 100. And as you can see from this price chart, they have been through a full bull run already. In 2021, they got up to a peak of $8 billion. Yes, $8 billion. So if the next bull run comes, as a lot of people predicts, then the sky is pretty much the limit for this project. It's 10 times higher than it is now. Exchanges, you can guess, pretty much on every single top 10. It's on Binance, KuCoin, Coinbase, Kraken, Bitfinex, Huobi, Bybit, Gate. Now let's dive a little bit more into Kava and what exactly is it. So in one sentence, their mission statement is to become the go-to decentralized layer 1 blockchain integrating the speed and interoperability of Cosmos with the developer power of Ethereum. So Cosmos, you may not know, they are the number 20 biggest cryptocurrency. They have a market cap of almost $4 billion. Cosmos is a blockchain. So based on that one sentence mission statement, you can see there's a couple different things get thrown out, but Kava itself, they are also a layer 1 blockchain. They are part of the Cosmos blockchain, a bigger blockchain. And then there's Ethereum in there as well. Kava sort of brings Cosmos and Ethereum together. It's the connector. So let's dive into the Kava ecosystem, not to be confused with Cosmos. Kava. So it's 100% open source. All their code is on GitHub. It's public information right here. You can check their new developments every week, every day if you want to. So in their total ecosystem, 125 dApps have been built on Kava in the last 18 months. And then the top 20 dApps are getting more and more traction. So here's the DeFi Llama ranked by TVL, the top dApps protocols on Kava. So Kava Lend is number 1. That's a lending and borrowing protocol. You can, for example, lend your own token into the Kava liquidity pool and then earn a yield on that. Kava Mint, you can mint your own stable coin and borrow against it. Kava Liquid, that's liquid staking protocol. Kava Earn we'll discuss in a second. Stargate, that's a cross-chain swap protocol. And then Kava Swap, that is a DEX, a decentralized exchange. So Earn with Kava, as just mentioned, so this is kind of their earning dApp. You can earn by several different ways. You can stake, you can borrow and lend as well. Staking, meaning you stake Kava tokens and earn an APY yield on that. There's also, the main thing of Kava Earn is rewards. If you want to build new dApps or if you want to use other dApps on the Kava ecosystem, you get rewarded. You earn Kava tokens for that. So you're basically incentivized to be an early adopter of Kava dApps and just get to stimulate, usage, get people more involved in Kava. Additionally, there are new protocols such as Equilibre, Mari Finance, and a Crypto S. They found their way in the Kava community, and then big players like QuickSwap or Popsicle Finance, great name, Popsicle Finance, have chosen Kava to deploy their latest state-of-the-art developments like WAGMI and Kinetic. So it's a robust ecosystem. Now, Kava is proof of stake. They accomplish proof of stake by using something called Cosmos SDK, an open source framework for building proof of stake blockchains. And then it also incorporates Tendermint core consensus engines. The Kava network relies on a Byzantine fault-tolerant consensus engine designed to support proof of stake. That's, highly technical development knock there. If you're a programmer, maybe you're familiar with that stuff. It also supports Cosmos modularity. That enables the Kava network to quickly implement desirable modules. Now, Kava is Ethereum compatible, and it was the Kava 10 upgrade a little while ago that combined Ethereum and Cosmos into a single scalable network. And then additionally, Kava upgrades 11, 12, 13, and 14 are what pushed it forward. So if you're wondering what Ethereum compatible means, that means compatibility functionality has been set up in Ethereum-based wallets, for example, MetaMask or Trust Wallet, for you to be able to store your Kava/Cosmos tokens. For example, my Kava tokens, I own a little bit, I store that in my Trust Wallet. But if that wasn't made Ethereum compatible, then I would have to store my Kava tokens in a Kava only wallet. And usually there's only one of them for blockchain specifics. So that's a big deal. Also allows you to cross-chain swap with like a coin like Tether, for example. If I have Tether on the Ethereum chain, and I want to get Tether on the Kava chain, if it wasn't Ethereum compatible, I'd have to send the Tether to an exchange. I'd have to swap it into Kava first. Then I'd have to swap the Kava into USDT. But since it's Ethereum compatible, I can use a cross-chain swap like Stargate, for example, to swap USDT on the Ethereum chain to USDT on the Kava chain. Saves a lot of fees, and it saves a lot of steps. Then as mentioned with Tether right there, so it was a big deal when recently in June, they chose Kava as the gateway for the Cosmos USDT. So they could have just put the Tether on the Cosmos chain. They chose Kava instead, which is a big deal. Why did they do that? Because doing it on Kava addressed the limited growth, low liquidity, and increased volatility of using the Cosmos ecosystem. It sounds like Cosmos has some low liquidity problems, and basically just doing the USDT on Kava was the safer option. This is a big deal because Tether is a very respected company, $90 billion market cap. A lot of people say it's the most important coin, and then if it ever went bust, for example, like Dogecoins went bust, then basically all crypto would just come to an end. So Tether, they know security better than anyone else in the crypto space. And the fact that they chose Kava instead of Cosmos to have the USDT stablecoin on, that's a big, big deal. Additionally, Kava is decentralized, and the Kava DAO makes the decisions. So decentralized, basically, that means that anytime a decision needs to be made and it goes up for a vote, and if a company wasn't decentralized, the CEO would just decide on his own what to do. But in decentralized crypto coin, then it has to go through a vote. Here are the live proposals on Mint Scan. So for the month of October and month of November, there are 2 proposals. They need to have a majority vote in order to be passed. That's an example of decentralization. Also validators. So as I mentioned before, if I'm going to send Kava to you, then it needs to pass through a bunch of validator nodes, and whoever runs the node needs to approve the transaction as being valid or disapprove it. And then when it's approved by a certain number of validators, then the transaction is fully approved and you get your tokens. That's an example of decentralization, because if we didn't have validator nodes, it would just be the CEO of Kava decides, okay, I like that transaction, it can go through. I don't like this one, it's not. That would be a problem. So here are all the different validator nodes, what their rank is, how many transactions and blocks they're approving per day. Now let's talk about Kava Rise. So what is that? Well, that is a rewards program which partner projects receive rewards based on their contribution to TVL. So basically these partner projects, which gets the most users using their apps, which increases the total value locked in there, they are rewarded. They're incentivized with Kava tokens. So specifically, this supports the deployment of over 100 protocols on Kava. So that's the number of dApps that people get incentivized with. And it also allows Cosmos chains with the top 10 USDT IBC deposits, those are Kava-based Tether tokens, to receive pro rata incentives. So the incentives are split across both Kava dApps and Cosmos dApps. Now, going along with this, the Kava DAO is voted to allocate, as of March 22, 700 million USDT worth of Kava tokens at the price then to these on-chain developer incentives. That is a lot of money going around to get people to use the apps. I love it. And then you can check the monthly payouts on mintscan.io. Here it is for June. Everything is right on chain for you to see. Now we're going to talk about K15. So this is the big initiative that's happening right now this week. That's why this video is being done now. Kava 15, zero inflation. So the Kava 15 mainnet launch goes live December 7th. That is yesterday. It permanently reduces Kava inflation to 0 on exactly midnight December 31st. That is in 3 weeks. So Kava, it will no longer be inflationary. It will be the first widely adopted proof of stake blockchain to have 0 inflation. As everyone knows, Ethereum is inflationary. They can create new Ethereum tokens whenever they want to. If they want to incentivize people to use their dApps or to pay validator nodes or whatever, they can create new tokens. Kava cannot do that. It's the first widely adopted proof of stake blockchain to do that. Very, very impressive. And currently, the inflation rate is 59% per year on the Kava networks. That's a pretty big deal. We're going from 59% all the way down to 0% on midnight December 31st. So specifically, the circulating Kava supply is set to the max Kava supply. That means No new tokens can be created. Kava coins can only be burned. All Kava inflation mechanisms are zeroed or removed from the chain protocol. No coins will become unvested in the future. And then starting December 31st, Kava's operations will migrate to a more sustainable model driven by transaction fees, emission from native projects, and interim allocations from the Kava Foundation. So it's exciting because all these initiatives are designed to increase the price of the Kava token. There will be no more tokens unvested, which will likely be sold. There will be no more tokens created, which will reduce the supply and increases the price. Basically, going forward, if there are more buyers than sellers of Kava tokens, the price will go up and everybody makes money. And then going into a big bull run, a top program like this, a top 100 coin, Kava, it's going to go with the market. And that is it for Kava. So what I like the most about this project is I think their timing is impeccable going into the bull run, which most people believe has already started and will last through most of 2024. They are no longer inflationary. They have no more tokens unvested. They have tons of dApps building, tons of users using the dApps, and many more incentives than the other blockchains have that I've looked at, which encourage people to use the dApps. I think this blockchain is primed to have a big run up in price going into the bull run. And you saw how it got the first bull run in 2021. It got up to an $8 billion market cap. So at an $850, $900 million market cap, I think this coin is very undervalued. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Kava. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Everyone have a good weekend. Be back on Monday with a new video. Ben Crypto signing out. Catch you later.